Hey there, planners. Today I am setting up my work planning system for the month of July. This includes a ring-bound planner as well as my work bullet journal. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. All right, we are halfway through the year, which is pretty incredible to think about. I feel like this year is flying by. A lot of that has to do from a work standpoint with the fact that I transitioned to a new position this year. And so really the whole start of the year, I felt like I had to repeat a lot of that from a goal setting standpoint and kind of coming up to speed in the new role. I spent a lot of time in my work planning setup last month working on goal setting. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a card here and also a link down below so that you can catch up there. But this month I am going to be focused on bringing my team on board. So I have spent the last month really working to staff my team. And so I have several team members joining this month, and a lot of my focus is going to be bringing them on board, getting them up to speed, getting them settled in their new roles so they can start feeling comfortable adding value and we can start tackling the goals. I'm going to be covering my ring planner, which involves a lot of reference material, how I'm using this to support my new team members coming on board. I'm going to talk a lot about how to support teams, whether that is direct reports or project teams you're working on. So I'm definitely going to talk about that, but then I'm also just going to be setting up the traditional day-to-day workhorse that is my work bullet journal as well in this video. So we're going to get started with the bullet journal. On this first page, I'm going to be setting up a very simple month at a glance, and I'm actually going to be drawing in the calendar. I'm trying to be very cautious about adding bulk to my planner, so I'm drawing in a really small, simple calendar. I've seen several inserts set up this way where you have a monthly calendar and then some key dates listed down at the bottom, and that's what I'm going for with this page. So you can see the boxes aren't really big enough to write in, but I'm setting up a table below with two columns. One is going to be set up for tracking key dates, as in meetings and things I need to remember. The second column is deadlines, because I do have a lot of deadlines coming up in the month of July that I want to keep in front of me. The second page I'm setting up is for brain dump, to-dos, and projects. I will use this page to track any of the monthly brain dump items as well as any to-dos and projects that I need to keep in front of me this month. This next spread is all about onboarding the team because, again, that is going to be a major focus for me in the month of July. I'm creating one place that is the length of the page to capture like a master task list, and then I have 4 boxes where I can track individual onboarding items for each of my 4 direct reports. The last page is very simple. It's a place to capture any staff meeting items and my own one-on-one items. So there's my monthly setup. All right, so now that I have my bullet journal all set up for the month of July, I want to talk a little bit about the changes that I've made to my ring planning system based on having the goals established and getting the team on board. So this is turning into a bit more of a reference book where I'm keeping things that will last longer than a single bullet journal. So I go through multiple bullet journals a year when it comes to work. I'm getting about 5 months is how much I got in the last one. So I'll go through multiples of those, but there are some things that I just need to keep consistent all year long. And I'm using this ring planner for that purpose. I've revised the sections that I have here. So I've got inbox goals, my performance, and then I've got the 4 direct reports that I have coming on board and a notes section. And I'll just show you what's in each section. So in this first part, I do have an inbox where I've got a bunch of sticky notes. I use these quite frequently. I use them in my bullet journal as well as in here as I think of things. I've got a year at a glance. This is from lovelyplanner.com, and it's 2021, and then I've added in the company holidays here on the back of that list. I've got a getting things done a reference card. This comes from the Getting Things Done website. And then I've got my just a weekly review reminder, my weekly review process, my brain dump triggers, and then I've got a couple of reference cards. So this is about project planning and the project planning process, the strategic planning process. This is a planner purge printable from EO Edits. It's a freebie. And then I've got a couple of Etsy shop printables that I liked. Like this is the prioritization matrix and task list from Mindful Hustle Lab. These are just templates that I like to recreate. So then I get into the first section, and this is all about goals. I am not going to flip through here because I do have personal work goals captured in here, and I don't really want to share those. But the opening page here is just a SMART Goals reference guide. So I'm actually going to skip the next section, which is a section for my personal performance, and includes things like my position description, what are some of the key aspects of my job, documenting my one-on-one discussions with my boss and kind of how the feedback that I'm getting from a performance standpoint. I'm going to skip forward to the section for my direct reports, and I do want to go through how I've set this up. So I'm onboarding the team members, and this is pretty typical for what I would do as I'm building teams or bringing on direct reports. So I've got a couple templates here that I will be filling out. So now is a good time to share them because they're all blank right now. But I've got 4 sections, one for each direct report. And I've got a reference page here. This is, I'll put their name at the top. And this is the position title, the business unit and department, where the position reports in, a summary of the position, any direct accountabilities. So from a position standpoint, what are they accountable for doing? And then a breakdown of the percentage of time. So if you've ever had to create a new position, this is some of the process information that you would have to gather to really establish a new position. I've also got a place to list any direct reports that this person has, any key interfaces that they have, and then some salary information and start date and end date of their position. I've got a place to list out their career history and career interest. And so this is really a great tool for me as a leader to keep this in front of me. Where are they interested in going? And I'm thinking about that from the first day that they come into the role, because I really see my role as a leader to help, develop folks, to keep them with the company, and help them pursue their career goals. And so I want to get career interest down right from the beginning, and then also some development goals. And then finally, habits and things to know. So an example of what I might put here is, I am very much a morning person. So a 7 a.m. meeting for me is fantastic. That is not the case for everybody. Some people are not morning people. And if I set, 7 a.m. staff meetings, that person is not going to be as productive as if it had been at, 11 a.m. or 2 p.m. So little things like that, habits and things to know about my direct reports. I like to keep that in front of me and just remind myself in that, because, it's important to know, what folks need. Whether they're a direct report for you or on a project team, you could do the same thing for a project team that you're leading, any teams that you're leading. Performance highlights is a place for me to really capture for this year what are some of the highlights of their performance, and then also opportunities. And that's all about performance management and helping folks achieve their best. I do have a place to put goals in. For 2021, I have a template for development action items. What is the activity and when do they start and is it completed? And that's something I'll just continue to add to. And then I have some pages for one-on-one meetings. So one-on-one meetings to me is just such a powerful tool as a leader, or as, a team leader, project leader, anything like that. Those one-on-one meetings are so important, and I like to invest in those. So I will put the next one-on-one meeting date here, and I will start to capture any discussion points that I need to cover or questions that I need to ask, things I want to use that meeting for. After the meeting is over, I will check those off, the ones that we were able to cover, and I will capture any next actions. And then I will flip over and start doing it for the next one. And this is great because when I sit down to meet with one of my direct reports, I like to look back on what did we talk about in the last meeting? What did we commit to? What were the next actions? There might be things for me that I need to do, so I want to make sure I'm tracking those. So these are the pages that I have set up for each of my direct reports. These same pages, I'll continue to add to this as I need to. And then the final section in here is just a notes section, and I've got a bunch of different paper. Some of this is Filofax paper, some of it is just blank paper, and this is just extra if I need it. So that is how I am using my Ring Planner. It is really turning into a great reference notebook, really focused around my team, performance, goals, things that are going to outlive the life of a single bullet journal. Since I do go through multiples of these a year, my bullet journal is my workhorse. It's my day-to-day. This is where I live during every day as I'm going through work, and really looking at monthly setup and weekly setups. So that's how the two systems have evolved, and it's working very well for me right now. All right, so there is the setup in my work planning system for the month of July. I would love to hear from you. Are you doing some sort of mid-year switch up? We're halfway through the year. How is your planning system changing? What aspects are working? What aspects are not? See anything here that you would like to learn more about? Let me know that in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and let me know. Subscribe to Plannin' Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me.